So, and I did this for 8 years. And after 8 years, I was settled with what? With 300,000 naira. And while I was settled with 300,000 naira, I saw that I was already behind on what it takes to start up a business. And what did I do? I have to start from there. And one thing I did was to, get a shop from that particular money, and I got my business started. Now, starting that business, I remember borrowing some goods on credit. So I started my business on credit. Now, this is somebody that spent 8 years to serve someone, but unfortunately, it didn't end well with me. Are you following? So, and I started that particular business and did everything I can to sustain the business until COVID-19, 2020. That was when things went out of hand. You see, to even pay for the shop rent, to keep up with the shop, everything became a struggle. And at this point, I didn't know where to go. Now, one of the hardest things that happened to me was that in my presence, while I was still in the shop, somebody, my neighbor, rented my shop out, collided with the son of my landlord and rented my shop out while I was still in the shop. Now, why? Because I was 1 month behind on my renewal of rent. You see, at that point, I felt like the world was unfair to me. But at the same time, I remember that, life does not favor weak people. You must stand up for what you want. You see, at this point, I tried everything, paid for the shop, pleaded with the person, retained my shop. But 1 year later, things got so bad, I have to leave that particular space. And I went into other businesses. I started to hustle, to build up capital again. I have the skill, but there's no capital. And while I was doing that, things got so tough, and just in 2024, I think that was December 2023, going home, that was when it dawned on me. I went home, I saw some of my mates, some of my friends who have already started doing well. Some of them has already started to build a house in their father's, things were happening. I was becoming frustrated. But at that point, one thing I was sure was that my determination did not leave me. Why? Because I was building myself on the process. You see, one of the things is that I became a lover of book. I started reading some quality books very early, like Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon. I was reading this book, building some capacity. But, when hard time hits you, sometimes you don't remember what you have even read or something like that. But on this process, one thing that awakened me was that in coming back to town that year, 2024, this my friend, whom I consider to be a very good friend of mine, I pleaded with him to borrow me some money. Guess how much I was requesting for? 5K. So this guy said something that actually, showed me how frustrated I have ever been in my life. Like, that was when I realized the level of where I was at that particular moment. He made a caricature of me. And I left that particular place feeling very bad. But one thing is this, I made a decision. I said, when I go back to town, I'm going to find a way, in every way that is reasonable to human, to make up to these things, to change my condition. And I came back to town and I went to church one day. A friend of mine started telling me, he said, bro, we have been preparing for bull run. Crypto bull run is coming. And I can remember those words. They started talking to me. Now, I have done crypto before. In 2021, I bought good couple of coins, but I lost access to the wallet. Now, this thing that I'm saying now has happened to so many people. I lost access to the wallet, and that was how, I don't know whether the wallet was hacked and every other thing, and that was how I lost access. So from there, I just had a bad feeling about anything crypto. So when you talk about crypto, I switch off. So when these guys talked to me about this, they spoke about bull run and every other thing. I was like, wow, if that is it, maybe I'll have to give it time again. But this time around, I'm going to research more than ever before. And I started to do some research. And from there, I downloaded OKX, Binance, and every other thing. So what I was doing, was what many people did or used to do. They will just use some small money they have and they buy some coin and keep it. Once it appreciates, they sell. And when you ask them, they will tell you they are doing crypto. Now, when somebody says something somewhere, okay, you can do this, you can make this return on investment, they will just put money there thinking they are doing crypto. Most people never realize they have not started yet. But you see, I was not willing to go through that same route that cost me my hard-earned money in 2021. So I made up my mind. Do you know what I did? On the process, I came in contact with our coach, Boss Gideon, talking about a robot that helps to, to perform magic in crypto space. So I said, wow, this sounds good. I came into his Telegram group and I participated in a training like this. You see, that same training that I participated in changed everything for me. You see, that same guy who was borrowing 5,000 naira to come back to town, by April 2024, I bought my first car, Mercedes-Benz, from this business, which is from January to April, January, February, May, June, July, August. Now, I bought my first car in April 2024. I'm not just only buying the first car in April. Because of that, the improvement we have made, I started building up a hotel, building a hotel. Now, this hotel on a normal was supposed to take at least, if not 1 year, that it was that fast. But this hotel completed within 7 months to 6 months. You see, a couple of other things that we have done that we don't always come online to say. But so many of us here today have heard my story not once, not twice. Some of us started long with me that time. Some of them were in the group or in this community when I met them and every other thing. And you saw the progress of my improvement. And ever since then, we have been here. And today, we have another business, a business model, the same crypto space that is far much more better than what we used to do before. And today, we have a tool that have the capacity to do massive things for each and every one of us. You see, the first time I made over $10,000 in 30 days was when we were running the challenge of 10K in a month, $10,000 in a month. And I did that particular $10,000, 12,000 something in 3 weeks. Many people here saw it when this money was growing from zero to that particular amount in 3 weeks. It was a big win for me then. And after that, we have done a couple of crazy things beyond that. But today, it's no longer about that of my story anymore. It's about each and every one of us here on this particular Zoom meeting. Day before yesterday, our coach was showing us over $3 million made from the same business. Now, when you look at these things, the question is, bro, how did you come to generate such amount of money, or how did you come to start making so much progress as fast as possible? I soaked myself in learning. I started to take care of what I don't know before. That knowledge gap, I started to close it up. And today, it has gotten better beyond. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how individuals make money in crypto space that most of us never knew about it. And that is called liquidity provision. Liquidity provision. This is one of the coolest way of making money in crypto space that a whole lot of us are not aware of, including those of us who might have heard it once, twice, and every other. You have not come to comprehend how powerful this particular model is. You see, this part of crypto is reserved for big boys before in crypto space. We call them the market makers or the whales. But we are glad to find out that an individual, an average person that picked up interest to do crypto today can make massive progress with this particular bot. I'm going to be sharing my screen. And I'm going to be showing you a bot, an artificial intelligence that have the capacity to trade the crypto financial market for you and allows you to make money on an autopilot, right? Now, what you do is that it helps you to provide liquidity with ease. Now, some people ask, is this trading? Are we meant to be trading? No, this is not trading. How liquidity provision work on a normal is that it allows an individual opportunity to earn transaction fees. Now, let me share with you where the most money is. For example, you have every one of us on this particular Zoom tonight, we all have bank accounts where you deposit money. Everybody. So in this your bank, when you deposit this money and I deposit my money, what we do is that we are contributing liquidity for this bank. And now the bank has so much money that individuals from different places who are doing businesses or who are trading can come and borrow this money from this bank. And when they borrow the money, they have to pay interest back to the bank. You see, these are the systems that people understand early or understood early, and they started to leverage through this particular process. And while they are doing this, they use your money and my money to do these particular things. And at the end of the day, they still cut our own charge. They will tell you maintenance card, maintenance this, account maintenance, and every other thing. Join the one that they are using to make money from us. But do you know one thing? In crypto space, the reason why people fought about crypto or fought against crypto in the first place was that people could not comprehend that crypto is coming to, to displace the central way of finance government. Meaning that before, people are always in control of everything you do. Bank need to know your transactions. They can decide to restrict it and every other thing. Government can decide to shut everybody down and every other thing. Now, crypto came to do one thing. It came to give each and every one of us independence. Meaning that you can be independent in your transactions. You can have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your wallet and nobody knows about it. And that is just the beauty of it. And until we start to understand that individuals can do the same thing they are doing in the bank, they can do it in crypto space. But do you know what our business here is? Our business is to make it simpler than ever. So if you decide to do it the manual way, it is going to take you time. Why? You needed to learn the rigorous process to do it. Meaning that you need to learn how to, how to discover a good pair, or how to discover pools, or how to create a pool, or how to do so many things. Right? How to, know your TVL, your whatever that is called. Every other technical things about it. But today, we have an artificial intelligence that have the capacity to help you deploy liquidity in this market and close the positions for you in profit, even when you are not there. And that is one of the most powerful one about it. Are you following? So now, here you can see, some of the positions, how this particular bot collects profit. Are you getting my point? And it's quite amazing. So you can do 10%, you can do 20%, you can do 50%, you can do liquidity provision. Once you understand exactly how it works, and you're using a good tools like this, you can do magic in this particular space. You can do absolutely magic in this particular space. What I'm going to be showing you right now is how you can deploy liquidity in the market and make money for yourself even when you are sleeping. And it's very easy. So in using Dexify to provide liquidity, what do you need to do? All you need to do is very simple. Just come to this place. You can see, let me just mark it here. You come to this place. Let me raise this up. So you come to this place, you see what we call discover. Discover. Now, this is one of the first features on how to make money using Dexify in liquidity position, in liquidity space, right? Now, this is how to deploy the liquidity. It's very, very easy. So I'll just come here. And I'll click on what? Discover. Now, when I click on discover, it shows me the pools or the pairs that are in what? In Dexscreener. And it shows me the ones that are in Meteora. Some of us, like for some of the newbies who this is your first time, you may not understand these things, but don't worry. we have a simpler ways you can understand what Dexify is, what Meteora is, and every other thing. Now, Meteora is liquidity provision house, is an entity where people come there and provide liquidity manually. Are you following now? So it's a house of liquidity. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being supplied to this particular platform. People from different parts of the world doing liquidity provision 24/7. So what we did is that we have a bot called Dexify that goes into this particular environment, like Meteora, like Radium, and all these places where you can find interesting pools, interesting pairs, and it goes there and scout them and gives you opportunity to provide liquidity on them, and you make money while using the bot to manage your positions. So meaning that when you are supposed to be watching this thing live and direct, trying to know when it will enter profit, when to close it, no, you can now deploy Dexify in this market, and it will monitor the market on your behalf. And when you reaches your take profit, it closes it for you, and you make money. That's how beautiful it is. So when you come here, you can decide to check the Meteora push. You can decide to use the desk screener push. Now, one thing Dexify did was, this is the work you needed to do. Listen, pay attention. The work you needed to do is that you needed to go into this market, or maybe go to desk screener. Desk screener is a place where, you know, desk tokens are launched. Desk means decentralized exchanges. Decentralized exchange. Now, desk token means decentralized tokens, right? So these are where, you know, tokens are launched and every other thing. So you can come there, you check the ones that is doing well, you can now copy the address, buy them, and go and provide liquidity. Now, you need to know the criteria to confirm that a pool is good. And that's why I'm going to be teaching you something about this particular place. Now, this particular place now that you are seeing dead, you are seeing low liquidity, you are seeing dead and every other thing, right? Now, one thing Dexify has helped to do is that you as an individual might not know how to analyze a pair as a newbie or as a new person in crypto space. So meaning that you needed to know, to have some knowledge. Now, using artificial intelligence is organized in such a way that it understands the quality of these pairs and these coins, meaning that it goes to the market in that place and ascertain the one that have low liquidity, meaning that, oh, this thing is a sign that you shouldn't provide liquidity on this particular pair. So what it does is to give you data of what is happening there and shows you the one that is healthy and the one that is not healthy. So the work, Dexify has already done 90% of the work for you. So now, when you look at this place, this is called Meteora pools. On this Meteora pool, you can see different pairs. Now, these things have changed, right? So you can come here, you can decide to scout the one that is, you know, that is eligible in this token, in this screener, or you can use the one that is eligible in Meteora. So which is, all you need is just come here. Let me just circle it for us so that we can be following very well, right? Now, let me just circle it for us. Now, you can see this is Meteora and this is desk screener, right? So now you can choose pairs from any of this particular place that you want to provide liquidity on. And look at how easy it is to provide liquidity on it. So when I come to this place, I can just click on what? I can just click on this goon/so. Then you come here, you see the data. Now this bot has gone into the market and understand how, what the, like, some of those key things you need to know or you need to research for when providing when providing what is it called, when providing liquidity, when you need to know. So it has gone to the market and determined them. Now you can see TVL 50K, you can see volume, which is activities that we're having on this coin. You can see that this coin is 31 minutes old. Abi 31, is it 31 minutes old? Yes, of course. 31 minutes old, right? Meaning that is a new pool, but this particular pair has done over $16,000, 16.2K in fees. Now you look at the volume, look at the TVL. You can see that the volume, something is really happening. Like there is activities, because why? We make money when people are buying or selling. So the goal here is to use a tool that is faster than what you can do on your own. And once you have ascertained that this particular pool is good, you can now go ahead to provide. Now you create an open position. When you create an open position, when you click on open position, it gives you the strategies. Now the strategy is very simple. You can see Fortress, Steady, Flow, Surge, and every other thing. All you need to do is to what? Click on, choose any strategy here that you like. I can choose Fortress, for example, and I'll click on what? Use Fortress. Now, when I click on Use Fortress, one thing that will happen here is very simple. All I need is to put an amount that I want to use. Now, let me remind you, in liquidity provision, is capital friendly more than ever. Meaning that you don't have money, you are broke. You can start from here with small capital and build up something. Right? So now, how does that work? Because you can provide liquidity with as little as $5, as little as $10, as little as $20, as little as $100, $1,000, or $20,000. Why? Do you know there are people $1,000 are very small money too? But at this point, it is no longer about how much you have. It is about your capacity. You choose your capacity. And do you know the funny, one of the most powerful good news is that this money stays in your wallet. Your capital that you are going to use to provide liquidity stays in your decentralized wallet. All you need is just link it up, give a few commands, and the bot will start to print dollars for you. That's how amazing it is. That's how beautiful it is. So let's say I want to use the smallest capital to give this example. Let's say I put $5, right, to provide liquidity. You can decide to use $500, $1,000, $200, any amount at all, depending on how much you have, you want to use to provide liquidity. Of course, you can see some of the positions I open. Now, let me show you something here. Let me show you something on some of my completed this thing. Now, you can see some of the position I open. You can see some of them $300, some of them $500 and something dollars, some of them $200 and something dollars. Now, I can decide to use any amount depending on what I understand about that particular pair at that moment. Right? Now, this one, I use this particular, you can see, I created a position on this particular pair. Now, I created a position on this particular pair, right, with $300 and something dollars, and it did well. Now, I was like, oh, I don't know whether if this particular market still continues and every other thing, and it picks up again. I increase the capital. I reduce the capital to $200 and something dollars, and all of a sudden, it gave me profit within some minutes. Then I now increase the capital, right? And I increase the capital to over $500, and guess what? It printed again. And before I now said, oh my God. Now, if you look at these things, I will teach you something about this, because some of them, most of them is majorly copy LP, right? Meaning that it was copying and LPing for me. But immediately I can decide to adjust one or two things. And that's how beautiful it is. So now you want to create a position, you can decide any amount that you want to use. Let's say you want to use $5, you want to use $500. What I just showed you is that you are not tied up in one certain amount, right? You can choose different amounts to provide liquidity, and you make money, because the higher the amount, the higher the PNL as well once you are in profit. So now, let's say I put $5. I'll just come down here and put my reward target. Now, reward target is how much I want to use, how much I want to take, like how many percent I want to take profit. Now you can see 25. Sometimes I use a higher distance. Sometimes I use small, right? Depending. But once the market is in a good shape, it will not even mind your small distance. it will continue to read until it gets to a point, then it closes. And that's a beautiful one as well, right? Now, let's say I want to take my profit at 25%, right? All I need is what? I'll just come down here and I'll click on review position. So when I click on review position, once I'm okay with it, I'll just click on what? Create position. And once I click on create position, under 5 seconds, it deploys this liquidity in the market. And I'm making money for real. That's how beautiful it is. So the number one way of deploying Dexify in liquidity provision space to make money is to use autonomous bot. Autonomous bot is a game changer. Autonomous bot is a game changer. How is it a game changer? Because at this point, you no longer need to come and open position one at a time by yourself. All you need is what? Come to this place, choose your strategy, come here, decide how much you want to use an LP. Now, let me show you. Let's say I want to use $300. You can see. Let's say I want to use $300 to LP. I'll just put $300 here. Let's say I want to open position like up to 25 positions at the same time, right? I'll just put 25 position, 25. And I'll come down here. And I'll come down here and choose my reward target. So once I choose my reward target, I am good to go. So one thing is this. If I'm done, once I'm done with it, I'll just go back. I'll just come up here and toggle this button on. So when I toggle the button on, you see next scan, right? Now look at this. Next scan soon. Now the bot is on. All I needed is just to click on this button and it start to scan the market. Now, once it scans the market, of course, you can see how many scans, over 5,000 scans. One thing is this, as it's scanning the market, is looking for pairs that are in good shape and is providing liquidity for me on autopilot. I'm telling you, once I activate this particular button, I no longer need to do anything on it. It will activate this 25 position for me. Even when I'm sleeping, it will activate them. So imagine I've already set my take profit and everything. That's why we are saying that AI today, once all you need is just understand how to use AI, right? And you make more money even with lesser time, right? So, and now you can use autonomous to provide liquidity at ease, and you continue to make significant money for yourself. Then the third way you can deploy Dexify to make money is the LP features, which the LP features is one of the most fortified recent system today you can deploy in the market. You can deploy in the market. All you need is very simple. You come to this place, you can see where I say manage, right? You can come here and copy wallet. These are some wallets that I'm copying, right? Now, one thing is this. You follow people's wallets. Now, these people, they are doing their thing. There are experts. It could be white people. It could be in this crypto space, in liquidity provision. There are people that have been doing it since the inception of creation of liquidity provision. So these guys are top-notch and experts in this particular space. Can I tell you something? All you need is what? Copy their wallet and paste it. Allocate a certain amount of money you want this particular bot to copy. And once that person activates any position, Dexify will activate the same position according to your capital for you. Once this person closes this position, Dexify will close the position for you. Now, let me show you something here, so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this particular wallet, I don't know if you are seeing it clearly, but let me show you. This particular wallet here, right, has been putting smile on my face all this while. And the funniest part is that it was on our mentorship training, when I was teaching how to use this particular copy LP, I copied this wallet, I made a research on it, copied the wallet. Now, look at this. That same wallet is this wallet now. That same wallet is this wallet. Now, look at this. So you understand what I'm talking about. That same wallet is this wallet. That same wallet is this wallet. And the good news is that it activates this position at ease by itself. So this time around, I don't need to do anything on my own. It just have to keep opening this position for me, and that's how beautiful it is. So you can decide to copy a wallet and you start to make money with Dexify. So one thing you should understand in this meeting is this: the hard way of doing things has already been changed through Dexify. So Dexify simplify liquidity provision to the letter. Are you following? There is no such bot existing right now in crypto space in liquidity provision. There is none. If you see one, let me know. Dexify is doing one of the most powerful work that I have not seen in recent time, helping individuals to provide liquidity, swapping tokens in seconds, and providing that liquidity. See, if you do it manually, those of us that understand how to do it manually, relate to what I'm saying. You know the rigorous part. You know what it means. You know how to, but Dexify does it in seconds. In fact, you will not even know when it is copying as far as you have on this button. So when I on this button now, for example, when I on this button now, it will start to copy. You can decide to off them. And once you off the button, it will not copy until you give it a command. You on it, it will copy using the capital you allocate to it. Now, another interesting way that is going to break crypto space is the Degen calls. The Degen copies. Now, meaning that you can copy Degen from Dexify. And how do you copy it? If I click on more, I'll just come to this place. So you see, this one is being perfected. That's why you see that we're not much activity is going on here. But when you look at the copy LP, what it started doing recently, you will understand that there is so much improvement. And that's exactly what we are optimizing on Degen, copy Degen. You know why? Degens, for some of us who don't understand what this thing means, what Degen means. Degen is kind of this coin they call it pump and dump coins, right? It's a place where it's very volatile coins. That is a situation where you hear when somebody said that somebody we used $10 to make $10,000 in crypto space. He did 1,000x or 10,000x, right? It is in Degen that it happens. Why? Because this particular kind of coins are motivated with trend. So when there are trends around a particular coin, communities can notify communities and people will just be aware that, oh, something very huge is going to happen on this coin and every other thing, and people will start buying it. And as people are buying it, it is going up in price. And before you know what is happening, everybody will start selling. That fast, that's how it goes. What Dexify does is that there are people that are experts in liquidity, in copy Degen, and Degen. So these people, they are doing Degen like a normal business. There are different aspects of cryptos. There are different areas in crypto. There are people doing trading, buying and selling every day. There are people doing launchpad. There are people doing launch pool. There are people doing all manner of business in crypto. There are people doing arbitrage. There are people doing P2P. So different businesses. There are people doing desk calls, right? There are people doing a lot. There are people doing farming. All of these people, they're all trying to make money one way or the other. As we are authority in trading, as we are authority in liquidity provision, the same way someone else is authority in another thing, because you can't focus in everything once. So what we do is to copy what they do. Understand it when we are talking about copy. Some people don't understand it. You can monitor a wallet's activity and understand that, oh, this wallet has been consistent in profit all this while. And all you need to do is what? Copy the wallet. When this person opens a position, it opens for you. When the person closes, it closes for you, and you are on profit. That's the good news about it. Now, as I'm explaining all this, somebody is somewhere asking me, how do I get started now? How do I do this thing? I don't even know anything. I have forgotten even the first one that you said, and every other thing. Calm down, right? in our community, we are knowledge driven. In so many businesses I have seen in the past, what people do is that they bring people into a group and they leave them blank. So you don't know your left, you don't know your right. Here is not such of a thing. Why? Because we believe that while you have money within you, while you have your capital, you deserve to make better improvement with it. And we know that there's no way anybody can make improvement in anything he or she is not educated on or does not have knowledge in. Always, most of the time, decisions will be made by fear, decisions will be made by ignorance, decisions will be made by emotions and every other thing. Why? Because that individual lack knowledge. And that's why we have private mentorship group. That you are coming into this particular space, you heard the sound of my voice. Your life from onwards start to change, not just only by making money, but by the knowledge you have access to that ordinarily you cannot be exposed to in crypto space. This is where it happens. And that is why, for those of us who are in the masterclass, boss said I should tell you that tomorrow is going to be a different day altogether, a different thing altogether. That is where you are going to be learning on a live class how to make at least 10%. 10% minimum. You saw what happened yesterday. Was it on yesterday training or thereabouts? Was it on yesterday? Yes, of course, yesterday. Yes, of course, yesterday. In fact, he decided to give newbies, which those that it is their first time, he decided to give them a glimpse of what is happening in our private mentorships and also masterclass as well. So if you are not part of the masterclass, after this meeting, reach out to an admin, reach out to admins and inquire how to be part of the masterclass. You can't miss it. We're expecting bull run, bull market. Bull market is coming. You see, crypto, this BTC you see, is going to over $500,000 per one piece. This BTC was less than $1 some time ago. Today, last year or thereabout, it touched $126,000. All these things that are happening, you can't take advantage of them if you don't know exactly what to do. And that's why we are equipping each and every one of us here with knowledge that is second to none. So how do you know how to set up this bot and start to provide liquidity with ease? All you need is what? Gain access to our private mentorship groups. How do you gain access there? Before you gain access there, you needed to activate your bot. Why do you activate your bot? Because all I need is what? I click on more, come to store, and it will show me this part where it allows me to understand what the protocol is. Now, this bot uses what we call gas. Every bot you can think of is not about Dexify. It is normal with any bot you think of. It is normal with any bot you think of. Not even any bot, with every AI you can think of. In fact, every technology uses gas. Let me put it that way. Why? Because to even access internet with your Android phone, with your phone, you needed internet connection. That's the gas. Internet connection does not come with a magic wand. No. For you to access some couple of AIs today that are doing better, you pay for pro versions. That pro version is you are buying gas. In Dexify, it is called D protocol. That's how the name varies. Data. The name varies in different things. Some of them pro versions and every other thing. Your Netflix you cannot access it without subscribing for it. You cannot. So these are normal things, but one thing is this. If you look at one unique thing about this, is that this is income generating tools that you will make the kind of money you will make. In fact, more than times 10 of how much you used to buy the Pro gas in the first place. That's just it. Because why? All you are getting access is what? A tool that helps you to perform decisions faster in the marketplace. So now you can see, you can get the D protocol of 105, which is the tier 1, or the D protocol of tier 2, which is 575. Now, when you get this D protocol, what happens is that you will have access to semi-automated bots, which is the discover I showed us, and also the discover and higher quantity of deployment, meaning that this tier 1 and tier 2 gives you access to semi-automated bot and gives you access to at least one recommended wallet to copy LP. One recommended at least, right? So now, when you have this tier, level of tier, you're able to deploy more positions in the market and create positions and make more money at the same time, right? The tier 2, the tier 1 and tier 2 gives you access to the basic level of Dexify. But look at this, the tier 3, which ranges at 1,850, and the tier 4, which ranges at 2,550, and tier 4, tier 5, and tier 6 gives you access to autonomous bots, meaning that you can create, you can create up to 50 positions in one click without you being involved in it. It gives you access to what? Copy LP. And it gives you access to DeFi speed. Now, this copy LP I'm talking about, when I say copy LP, is not like when you have D protocol 3 and above. It means you can copy more than 1,000 wallets. You have no limitation. Are you following? Now, you see the tier 4, the tier 5, the tier 6, you can see how many mass pool you can have at the same time, how much capital you can deploy in the market at the same time. And that is the power of this particular bot. And all you need is what? Position yourself and start printing fees. That's how it is. Now, when we talk about DeFi speed, is when we talk about AIs, we talk about algorithms. We talk about processing features. We talk about sometimes when you want to use ChatGPT, for example, you will see if you're operating let's say on a free version, it will tell you to upgrade so that you can have access to deep thinking. Come on. All you need to do is to do what? Just position your bot in a very good way and start to deploy liquidity and start making money for yourself. Now, the money in crypto space does not finish. If we go back to Meteora right now to evaluate how much that came into the market today, you will see it ranges in billions of dollars, or how much that was generated in fees today in billions of dollars. Now, you need to share from it. And how you choose to share from it matters a lot. But all the difference is just here. So you can get your D protocol. And once you get your D protocol, you will have access to our what? You have access to our private mentorship group. Now, in this private mentorship group, that is where you will have access to a recorded training videos on how to create positions, on how to, everything you need is already there. And you can start immediately this night and start making money. That's how beautiful it is. All right. So once you have activated your D protocol, yes, you now have the gas to even that the bot can now use to provide liquidity to activate position for you. You are good to go. And you can use Dexify as much as you want. Now, the capital that you are going to use to deploy liquidity will stay in your wallet, right? Not in Dexify. You see this place that is written account balance. Let me show you. Because some of us will say, your account is zero, this and that. Now, this place is only when you want to buy any D protocol here. This is not where your capital stays. So any money here is subject to buy the product, which is the D protocol or DVIP, or is subject to what? To withdrawal, depending on how it came. Are you following now? So this place is where you put your money. Once you transfer money to buy any of this package, it will reflect here. Then you can now make your purchase. All right. So now you can also take advantage of the DVIP. Now you can earn more as a DVIP partner. Currently, we are in 10K challenge, right? 30 days challenge to make $10,000 using the DVIP partnership. Now, for those of us who may not understand what this thing is all about, all you need to do is to gain access to our private mentorship group. And you can participate as a DVIP partner and see how things are done. Now, you can get the DVIP one with $100, you can get the DVIP2 with 570, the DVIP3, DVIP4, or DVIP5 and DVIP6. But there's something about DVIP5 and DVIP6, and that is what? The partnership. When you have the DVIP5 and DVIP6, there is benefits you have access to. That benefit is called global pool. Global pool is that for any purchase made in Dexify, any of this particular, whether you are buying the protocol or anything, the company deducts 7% and put it on the global pool. That's how it is, automatically. Now, those who are on DVIP6 and DVIP5, automatically in a month, it will divide 50-50 and share it among these people. Do you know why? This is like you are buying a share in a company. On our DVIP trainings, I clearly explained to us, and some of us saw beyond what the widest imagination. And currently, we have already kickstarted that particular challenge, and you don't pay a dime to join it. It's free, and anybody can participate in it. All you need is just reach out to admins on how to participate on the DVIP challenge, on the masterclass group, which tomorrow on our masterclass, you are going to be seeing something beyond what you have seen before. You see, I have already told us, I don't know how many times I may repeat it, but I've already told us that while you are here, you are going to learn beyond your widest imagination. We are willing to teach you. We are willing. All right. So all you need is what? Position yourself. So when you get your DVIPs, especially DVIP5 and DVIP6, every 30 days. Now imagine when, in global pool, there is about $500,000 to share. Imagine how much that is possible somebody can make. Now, even if they are 10, they will share it 50-50. And that's how beautiful it is. Meaning that you can secure your retirement from this. All you need is just position yourself. All right. And when you position yourself, you are going to do exploit. You are going to do exploit. All right. So now, before we round up this meeting, I'll give each and every one of us, or maybe some of us, opportunity to ask questions. All you need is what? Just type it in the group. Type it on the chat session. Right? I'll read it out and I will answer your questions. We'll use the next 5 minutes to do that because our time is up already. And I can tell you, all you need to do is to get yourself in the right group and start making money with Dexify. Right? Now, better still, reach out to admins and inquire how they can assist you in getting started. Now, ask your questions and we are good to go. Let's go. If you got value from this particular training tonight, let me see your love emoji. Let me see your love emoji, your love emoji, your love emoji. If you got value, all right. Let me see your love emoji. If you got value on tonight's meeting, let me see your love emoji. Wonderful. Wonderful. I can see. All right. So everything we are doing here is to help you understand better on what to do, how to do it, and you make massive progress. Keep joining the trainings. You are going to learn something beyond what you think you will learn. We are here to offer knowledge. All right. We are here to offer knowledge. All right. So now I'm waiting for your question. Just 5 minutes. We have the next 5 minutes. We are done with this meeting. All right. So now all you need to do is in any group you happen to access the link to join this training, go back, reach out to them and ask them how you can get started. All right. You will get your link. You use the link, create an account, and you are getting directions on how to start. And once you start, you can start to deploy the markets already. Deploy your asset in the market and you start making money ASAP. All right. So make sure you reach out to the admin in that group. Even if it is one person in that group, reach out to the admin and inquire how you can get started and you'll be directed properly. All right. Very, very important. All right, somebody says, is there no downside about this stuff, right? Now, one thing, the only downside is your knowledge gap, right? Your knowledge gap. Yes, this is an artificial intelligence. Once you understand, that's why we are having mentorship training to equip you with there are people, when join our training tomorrow on a masterclass and see how you see that people are always on profit. Why? Because they know what they're doing. And that same thing is exactly what we are teaching you. Okay. All right. Let me see your question. Let me see your question. Let me see your question. Okay. Somebody says startup capital is it different from what? From the packages. Yes. Now, the packages is what you are just buying into is what? Is the gas. Without gas, no bot works. That one is a fact, right? Without gas, you cannot use any bot in the market. Even if it is trading bot you are trying to use, you must buy gas to use it, right? Then, once you have gotten the gas, now you can now decide your capital. Your capital can be small, it can be big. You can even have a small capital and grow the capital, right? Along the line, you can even increase the capital. Now, DVIP or D protocol does not expire. It doesn't expire, right? As far as you are not using it, it's not expiring. Until you start to use it, it will now start to decrease. It's just like buying fuel and parking your car, right? Somebody said if I provide liquidity, if I buy the 105 package, how many times can I provide liquidity in a single day? Well, with the 105, you can provide liquidity as, let's say you can provide more than 5 times, more than 10 times, you can provide liquidity, right? The only thing is that, let's say doing like putting like up to 10 at once, your bot might not be that powerful to carry it because your D protocol is quite smaller, right? So with that, if you can have a higher capacity bot like the 540, the 10, the tier 3, which is the tier 2 or the tier 3, it gives you larger scope in the market to take advantage of the market opportunities. All right. All right. Somebody said my bot is not taking positions. I know what is happening to your bot. Just chat me up on WhatsApp, right? DM me from that group where you happen to access my number. Chat me up on that group. All right. I believe you should be in our private mentorship already. Chat me up, then I'll tell you what to do. There is something you did not on. All right. And it will start taking position ASAP. All right. Somebody say the chat room is locked. How can we? Which chat room is locked? All you need is what? Gain access. We have a group that is open. Anybody can ask any question there. On Telegrams, there are a couple of about more than 4 groups that you can air your opinion, right? So our groups are open for questions and answer. All right, somebody say, which is the best to start? Is it the link or the app? Now, we are making use of the web app, which is the what? The link. So use the link for easy flow access, all right? While we are still, the app, we are still perfecting the app, all right? So use the web app, very, very fast and very professional, all right? So all you need is just use the app. All right. All right. Somebody say, can you break down on how to deposit USDT in Dexify? All right. It's very, very simple. Now, let me just go back. I'm going to be sharing my screen because of that, because it's very, very important to ask this question. Let me just share my screen. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. All right. And show you one or two things. Now, if you want to deposit money in Dexify to buy your D protocol or DVIP, you need to note these few important factors, right? Number one, you don't transfer USDC in Dexify to buy your D protocol. You transfer USDT, not USDC. So USDT on a Solana network. So when you come here, so I'll click on assets and click on deposit. So when I click on deposit, you can see it brings me to this place where it shows me how to deposit. So I will just put in the amount here and I'll come here. I will choose Solana, right? And I'll generate wallet. Are you seeing it? I'll generate a wallet address. So when you click on this, it will generate a wallet address. You just copy it and head over to your exchange and transfer USDT to this particular place, not Sol. Some people used to make this mistake. You just go and send Solana to this because you are hearing Solana address. Solana address means wallet address, meaning that if you copy this address now, when you get to your exchange where you have to transfer any money, any USDT from, you are going to select the same Solana address on that end, and the transaction will go smoothly. So please don't put yourself on a higher jump, all right? So that is one of the most beautiful thing about it. All right, who is writing on my screen? Okay, so it's very easy, and you can also request for a video. You can also request for a video from the admins, and they will guide you through. That one is not a problem, all right? That one is not a problem. But take care of that particular. Take note of that particular few important announcement, all right? Then, the last but not the least is, please, in this community, we always want you to be protected, please. We always want you to be protected. If you don't DM us, we will not come to your DM first. The reason is because some scammers do end up chatting people and try to lure them into, so some persons are falling victim of the, what is it called? The scammers in Telegram that are masquerading and impersonating our boss and even different admins as well. So please be guided. We don't have a platform where we are selling USDT on a cheaper rate or even on a higher rate. We don't have a platform in Telegram anywhere. If you see yourself in that group where somebody add you in a group, they are saying buy USDT on a cheap price, please exit yourself immediately. If somebody chat you, say, I'm Boss Gideon, I want to help you create position, I want to help you buy D protocol, please, he's a scammer. Boss Gideon is too busy to chat you. Kai, don't fall for that. Please, we always want you to be safe. Make sure you are protected. You protect yourself by applying these cautions. Anyone you don't understand, reach out to me and ask me questions before you make decision. Some of you will go and make mistake, finish, and you now start calling me or chatting me. I will not respond to you. All right. So please, let's be guided, please. All right. Thank you very much. May God bless each and every one of us. Any question that did not answer, we have already spent 10 minutes on this. Just reach out to admins. They will provide you with every question